and welcome to your first look at the HCL Volt Foundry Engagement Server. In this video, we will cover the various features that are available in the Engagement Server console. When you log into the Engagement Server, the first view you see is a dashboard view, which has a holistic view of all the data that is contained in your engagement. On the left-hand side, you can see that there are three main sections in the console of the Engagement Server. The first is Overview, the second is Engagement, and the third is Settings. The Overview section is intended to provide you with a high-level view of all the details of your Engagement Server. It provides the details of all the applications, the users, the subscribers, and the associated details, including the reports. The Engagement section provides the details of customer engagement. It includes the details of campaigns, events, ad hoc, segments, and location. The Settings section provides information on templates, configuration, status, API help, and admin access. Let's take a quick look at each of the options that are available under these sections. The first is the dashboard. As mentioned earlier, the dashboard is where you are situated when you log in to the Engagement Server. The dashboard contains information about the total number of devices in your Engagement Server, the total number of users, the campaigns, the total events, and so on. You can also see various reports that you get out of the box in your Engagement Server. The next option is Apps. The Apps option contains information about the various applications that are available in your engagements. You can also add a new application from this screen if required. The third option is Subscribers. The Subscribers option contains device information, as well as user information that is contained in the Engagement Server. The Devices tab is chosen by default and shows all the devices along with the subscriptions for the various applications that are contained in the engagement. If you choose the Users tab, the section displays all the users along with the devices that each of the users is associated with, and the applications that are installed on those devices in your Engagement Server. You can also add a new user from this screen, and you can import users from an external file if required. Let's go to the next section, which is called Engagement. The first option that is available in the Engagement section is Campaigns. Campaigns are scheduled events. In an engagement, they are usually run to do some kind of promotion. For example, a company might run a campaign offering a 10% off coupon from the 1st to the 30th of November. The campaign screen shows all the information that pertains to the campaigns in the Engagement Server. You can also add a new campaign, and you can see any reports associated with those campaigns. The next option is Events. In the Engagement Server, events are invoked by external systems. For example, there could be a low balance event on the server that is triggered by a banking external engagement system, sending a push notification to customers when their account balance falls below $100. The next option is called Ad hoc. Ad hoc is a way of sending one-time notifications to the customer. For example, there could be a system downtime that is already known, and maybe we want to notify all the subscribers. In a situation like that, we could choose this ad hoc channel to notify the customers, and we can send different types of notifications like push, email, SMS, and pass. The next option is Segments. Segments are essentially subsets of the users that are contained in our engagement. Based on a particular rule, you can create a segment. For example, you may want to create a segment of all the users who are living in a particular zip code. You can use the segment to send a campaign, or you could use it for ad hoc messages. The next option is location. Location is a very important feature of the engagement server, whereby you can create a segment based on the location of a user. There are two types of locations supported: geofencing and beacons. Geofencing is essentially defining a circle of a particular radius, the center of which is the latitude and longitude of a specified location. For example, you can create a geofence with a 5-mile radius, so you can notify all the users within the circle about a campaign. Similarly, you can use the beacon option to run a location-based campaign. Beacons are essentially pieces of hardware that emit signals. For example, a Starbucks store might have a beacon, so that when a user with a Starbucks app enters the store, the app can detect the beacon signal and receive a notification. Let's go on to the Settings section. In Settings, the first option we are going to look at is Templates, which are usually used when you want some kind of message standardization. Supported message templates include the message template, the passbook template, the email template, and the SMS template. The configuration option shows different types of configuration that can be done. The General tab shows basic configuration along with campaign, event, and security configuration. The User Attributes tab shows attributes that have been created for this particular engagement server other than the required user attributes. The Audit Trail tab allows us to see all the different actions that have been performed by the users and on what objects they were performed. The Health Check tab tells you if the engagement server is behaving as expected. If for some reason it isn't, this is one of the quickest checks you can do to see if something has broken. The Email Configuration tab tells you about the configuration of the email server for which this engagement server has been set up. The SMS Configuration tab shows you SMS configuration details for the engagement server. The Pass Configuration tab shows the pass certificates that have been set up on that engagement server. You can also upload any new pass certificates you need on this tab. The Status option is an important feature of the engagement server. It tells us the status of the messages that have been sent. Here we're looking at status for the push messages, and for every push message you can see whether it was successfully submitted. Similarly, you can go to the Email Queue tab and look at the status of the email messages that have been submitted, and you can go to the other tabs to see the status of those items. The API Help option is an extremely important feature for developers. All the information that is available on the console is also available externally via the API. So this option shows the sample REST API payloads and the sample URLs that an application developer can use to invoke the functionality of the engagement server. The tabs here are the major categories of the API. So, for example, if a developer wants to create a subscription, the Subscription tab provides details about that specific API. The Admin Access option is mainly for the administrators of the engagement server. It shows the members and the groups that have been defined, allows you to add new members and groups, and also allows you to inactivate a user. Thank you very much for watching this video. For more information about the console, please refer the Volt Foundry Engagement Services Console User Guide walks you through lots of great detail about the console of the engagement server.